Hello, 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 and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build model kits and hang out with you. This is the pre-show. What happens before we start building, where I'm waiting for folks to kind of filter in, get the notification on Twitch or see my post on Twitter. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave emote in there. If you're currently a subscriber, like Recyclable or Harold, you can throw that in. Harold, thank you for the host. Always appreciate that. Yeah, if you're a subscriber, throw those emotes in there. Let the people know. And if you're not currently a subscriber, one, we'll maybe get on board with it. And two, you can also just throw another emote out there. If you got another one you like, throw that in there. If there is someone you subscribe to, you can do that. Lashbrook is here. Hi, Lashbrook. It's also great because it gives me a chance to see who's here in the chat, who's hanging out with us on this fine evening. Um, yeah, I'm excited to build model kits and hang out with you. Aristofan's here. Hello, Aristofan. Happy to have you. Um, yeah, luckily Monday's schedule has been good, right? We haven't had to have anything weird about Mondays. Still, which has been good. Today was a busy day, but happy to build and I can talk about FlameCon, which was on Saturday. I haven't built a model kit since Thursday, which feels like, forever ago. Ultron's here. Hi, Ultron. We got the Vigna-Ghina here, which we need to finish the backpack and weapons for. Big old backpack. And we will employ a technique with the backpack portion of this, the Vigna-Ghina, that we have never done before, which is nothing new or even exciting. It's nothing groundbreaking. I'm literally just going to pay attention more and do myself a favor. Like, basically, we're building a bunch of components here on the left and right side that are going to go on the backpack of this. And they'll fit on the backpack. And instead of just building them and having them wherever, I'm going to build both of 10.1. And then I'm going to put them right near a piece of tape that I wrote 10.1 on. And then I'm going to do 10.2 and do the same thing all through 10.4. And then I'll have them. And then on the next page, when I go there and they're like, pick this one that looks like this, I'll be like, okay, so 10.1, the one that looks like that, 10.1, the one that looks like that. Great. Got it. No problem. Done. Easy enough. And I will save myself the headache of having 8 pieces just sitting there and trying to figure out which one was which I have done in the past and will do in the future, certainly. So I'm excited about that, looking ahead and going, oh wait, I can make my life easier. That's zero fun. Hey, it's look, it's saving all of us the headache of watching me just stare and go is this, I've done that before. But look, I'm just trying to save myself some headaches on a Monday night. I don't come here for headaches. I come here for a good time. And look, I'll screw it up some other way. Don't worry. That's Wing Zero fun. Yeah. I'll screw it up another way. Don't worry. I'm certain I'll screw it up in some unique way. Yes. No, the Wing Zero Hono is next. And that's going to be a fun build. That's right here. The old Hono here. So we're going from the RE100 small kind of scale, a smaller 1/100 scale, to just doing a 1/4/4 scale. With big flame swords. Big old flame swords. Excited to build that. Should be a fun kit. But that's after we do all this. So yeah, we're just waiting a few minutes to see if anybody else wants to join us before we get to the building. But yeah, I'm going to talk about FlameCon. I got a bunch of anime to talk about because a bunch of episodes happened. Because, I normally stream on Saturday, and a lot of shows that I watch come out on Friday. And then there's one that came out today that is a big disappointment. So we can start talking about that. Really drop the ball. Arifureta really dropped the ball. So we'll talk about that later. And then we also have the preview of October anime coming up. There's an add-on kit for the Hono that adds even more Flamier swords. I saw that, Ultron. Yeah, there's an add-on that's like an upgrade. It's one of those things that's so weird. It's like this kit only, the model only exists in a manga collection, and then they made it, which is weird, and then they made add-ons for it. It's a strange little thing. But anyway, let's go to the overhead. It's begging for a master grade though. Yeah, I mean, I think it has to appear in on animated first, and then maybe a master grade. I think the fact that it exists at all is remarkable. So you can see there's some of the tape. A little bit of the tape is blocked by my body, me. But there's some tape there, and that's just to save myself some headaches. And yeah, I could really goof it up. But I'm like I said, I'm still gonna goof it up. I'm just gonna goof it up in a different way. But yeah, so we are building the heat vents. I know the Vigna-Ghina 2 doesn't have these vents. It has a different backpack, which I think looks better, but I think the Vigna-Ghina 2 overall is not as cool as this one. Mainly because it's just got that black and red paint scheme that oh, I'm evil, here's my black and red. Whereas this has a lot of life to it, I think, and it's Megatron colors. That's weird and cool. Goof it up with the puns and such, yes. Rumorall, secretly the best Gundam character. I mean, he's up there, certainly. When he showed up in Build Fighters, I was like, wait, why do I know who this is? Wait, why do I know who this is? Wait, why? It was a very nice surprise. Because at first I was just like, oh, good. Fun old man that knows more than he's saying. And then I was like, wait, no. I know this fun old man. Weird. Like I said, I didn't finish Build Fighters or try or never even started Divers, but it's a fun idea. It didn't really appeal to me. I think, and in my opinion, you got to ease me into the fact that aliens exist, because they're right off the bat just like aliens, and I was like, wait, what? I'm just getting used to everything else happening. Give me a minute to process this. They did not give me a minute. I thought it was just a cameo, but then he's actually just a recurring character. Yeah, no, he's around. It's a cool, weird thing. It's one of those back references where the target demographic is not going to know anything about him, but maybe as they grow older and start watching other Gundam shows, because it's definitely a show for new Gundam watchers, then they'll be like, wait, oh, it's yeah, I think it's kind of fun. Because, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's meant for kids. It's great. It's meant for kids. All right, C14 is this one here. And you'll tell me how this goes, right? Goes like that. Yeah. All right, we did one of these. This is a 10-1. I'm going to put it right there because we did one of them. Nice and easy. So weird that Gundam Duel 8 movie have aliens. Yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with aliens. I don't know if I'm fine with a Gundam series giving me episode 1 aliens. Give me a minute. Just got done rewatching G Gundam. Would love modern kids for more of the Shuffle Alliance. Also, hi, first time watcher. Well, hello. Yeah, I agree with you. So we've built all of the master grades that exist for G Gundam. In fact, my first one was doing the Burning Gundam, the Shining Gundam. Sorry. So we did the Shining and the Burning, and we did the okay, so I got to do F178. That's right. Okay. And we did the Master Gundam and the Spiegel. The Spiegel we did pretty recently, but all the other ones we did pretty early. And yeah, I mean, 2002, They were trying something. Well, we did the noble in the high grade, and we did the master with the horse um, in the high grade as well. So we've done those. But we were, I was just talking about the master grade stuff. So we've done all the master grades that exist, and there is yes, the Nobel. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, Argyle. Uh, One of the things about it is that, like, I have like the Maxter, I think, high grade, like waiting in the wings. Yeah, 2002 was a weird time when those kits kind of came out, or 1998 into 2000. They were trying stuff. Uh, they don't mention him being an alien at all by the second season. Well, recyclable, then that makes even less sense. That's so weird. It's like at some point someone was just like, wait, why is he an alien? Forget it. Who cares? That's so weird. I don't know. That's very strange. What was it? Oh yeah. So the G Gundam kits, like the Spiegel, is a fun kit to build. It's pretty basic, and obviously the thing about the G Gundam kits that are the most troublesome of the master grades are its heavily reliance on screws. And not just one universal screw, several different sizes, and some that have washers and some that don't. And it's just frustrating. It's a frustrating build. Um, but I think the Master Gundam is one of my favorite Gundams I've ever built. The Master Grade of the Master Gundam is, yeah, it's definitely top tier. One of my favorite kits I've ever built on stream. Uh, it just comes together so cool, and it looks so good by the time it's done. Um, it is just a remarkable kit. But I understand that, like, I can't recommend G Gundam kits. That's good to hear. Master Gundam is one of my favorite. Yeah, the hands are rubber. The hands and the bottoms of the feet are rubber, which is a G Gundam thing. But the hands, but like work really well, even though they're rubber. I don't think I've ever seen this suit before. Which series is it from? So this is F91, the F91 movie. This is the Vigna-Ghina. It was a prototype, small little thing. Now, to be fair, I've never seen F91. I cannot tell you anything about it. We built the main Gundam from F91, and now we're building the Vigna-Ghina. I picked this because it looked like Megatron. That's it. It was reasonably priced because it's an RE100, and it looked like Megatron. And I was like, I want to build Megatron, the mobile suit. And it's been a fun little build. It does not turn into a gun, Solf, but it does have a beam shield that goes over here, and I love beam shields. I think that is a beam, using a beam as a defensive tool, I think is very silly, and I enjoy very much. F91 era stuff is all small mobile suits. Yes! And tubes all over the pilot's body. Yeah, I'm going to probably do my next closer look because I got to film it this weekend. I'll promote my closer look that I put up today in a second. The next closer look, the YouTube series I do, I'm going to take this 1/100 and put it next to the F91, and then I'm going to put it up against other 1/100 size kits and just like kind of compare and contrast them because I think it is interesting to look at and be like, how big or small is this comparatively? All right, so 28 and 29. Is the crossbone after or before? I think crossbone is after, I believe. The main dude from If Anyone shows up in it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I vaguely watched. I watched some of that at a friend's house at like a party. But I remember, I mean, the skull, I mean, crossbone looked just all that shit. All those kits look cool. Crossbone's cool. All that stuff looks cool. It just looks like neat. I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for rad looking kits. You know me. I have picked up kits that I have no attachment to other than Dang, that looks cool. I'm going to buy that. You get it. Watch him gunning a party, huh? Yeah, I mean, I've had lots of friends, and I have been that friend, where sometimes you don't put stuff on in the background just to put stuff on. You put stuff on as a gotcha, as a catch, a snare trap, perhaps, to be like, oh, what's this? Oh, some big robots. Huh, what's that? You ever hear of Gundam? Come to watch with me for a second. I have been known to do that. Uh, Gundam is definitely a show. It's not my first choice for a. Why don't you check this out? Even as a mech show, I wouldn't say. Now, a show that I have been successful in getting people to watch based on clips at a party was I was at a party and someone asked me to put something on, and I just put a YouTube compilation of I forget the name of it, but the name of it was something to the effect of "Cool Dude Shit Gurren Lagann," like something to that effect. That probably wasn't shit. It was probably like cool dude scenes, Gurren Lagann. And I just like put a montage of that up, and then multiple people were like, What is this? This seems awesome. What's this?" Yeah, so that was like, because that show, I mean, just, you don't need sound on to get like, wait, this is some cool dude stuff. What's going on here? Um, I don't know, because you roll with a lot of different people. I roll with a lot of theater types. Point that drill up and break large things with it. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I roll through lots of different kinds of people, lots of different groups over the years, and everybody's got different stuff they're into. And I've been the same way. Like every once in a while, somebody will be like, hey, you have no reference to this, but this might be something you'd be into. I don't know. Check it out. Different genres of things. A friend of mine was like really into Korean action comedies, and I had only watched Attack the Gas Station and never anything else. And I was like, well, I will give this a shot. And yeah, there's some pretty fucking funny Korean comedies. Some action, some not. That I had a bit of appreciation for. I'd have to dig up the names. I would be hard pressed to remember the names of these shows, but I do remember being pretty into them. Thanks to that one loading run on crapshoot, Gurren Lagann always makes you think German Legos. Okay, I don't remember. I mean, I probably watched that crapshoot, Harold. Uh, Ultron, Attack the Gas Station is not like Attack the Block. One, Attack the Block rules. I was talking about that on Twitter yesterday. Attack the Block rules. Attack the Gas Station is very funny. It is, yes, Iron Beana, hi Iron Beana. First of all, hi, welcome, welcome. Second of all, yeah, it is it's like, small city youths just decide they're gonna like attack the gas station just to do something. It's like disenfranchised dummies, but they get caught up in something else, and there's a lot of action and goofiness and characters just doing whatevs, and it's very funny. So I've told this story before, but I'll say it real quick. I saw Attack the Gas Station at what place? I saw that at Otakon. This was when it was in Baltimore in the 90s. Saw it at Otakon. Because one of the big things at Otakon was just like rooms that played anime, and then they had like live action nights. And so they showed Attack the Gas Station, and then directly after that, they showed Battle Royale. And that is a bad combination. Battle Royale is great. I had just laughed my ass off, and I was not in the mood for Battle Royale. Because it was, when that first kid just gets killed, it's like, oh fuck, what are we watching? What the fuck is this? Hard swings, yeah. Attack the Gas Station sounds like a Working title for Maximum Overdrive. Yes. Oh my God. Stephen King, who does not remember anything of the making of that movie, he will say, "I do not. I remember cocaine. I do not remember Maximum Overdrive." That movie is fun to watch. I think it's more fun. Like, there are very few movies where I will say this, that it's more fun to listen to um, uh, um, goofy commentary. Like, there's a place for goofy commentary, like like Flophouse and How Did This Get Made. Those shows are fun. I really do enjoy them. But I think the How Did This Get Made about Maximum Overdrive is better than Maximum Overdrive, because there's a quality of movie that just is so bad that it's like kind of not enjoyable anymore. And I think that movie is that, where I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. But yes, Attack the Block into Battle Royale is a very hard swing, and it was very tough. I think we stuck around, but some of our friends took off and went to go like to the dance party or whatever, because there was always a dance party. All right. So yeah, so I'm just making these things here. How This Get Made is a great podcast. I think the Gooby episode is my favorite. Oh, Solf. Gooby episode is pretty great. I don't know. I mean, look, Street Fighter is a classic. It's an unbelievable classic. Also, Highlander 2 is an unsung, incredible episode. And that's also a thing where the How Did This Get Made is better than watching Highlander 2. Because Highlander 2 is it's not really a movie so much as it is like an attempt at a movie. And then they were like, fuck, what are we doing? I don't know what to do anymore. I haven't listened to them in a while to check out. I know Nicole Baer was recently on one that apparently was really good. I haven't listened to in a bit. All right. Flophouse recently did Meatballs 2, which was really fun. Because that's a movie I've never heard of. I know of the Meatballs franchise. I may have seen the first Meatballs, but like didn't know there were more Meatballs movies. That also has nothing to do with Meatballs, the first movie. The second movie, they just bought the name and put it on another movie. And it's got also another thing, another property, inexplicably has an alien in it. And it's very weird. That's a movie that I just never saw and don't ever need to see, because it was very funny to just imagine what the fuck they were talking about. So Meatballs 2 has an alien in it. There's an alien camper in Meatballs 2. He is important to the story. I gave up saying story there. Nicole was on the most recent Hobbs and Shaw. Oh, that would be good. Yeah, that would be. I should check that out. Hi, Santini, as well. Also, hello. That's what I meant. Not as well, but also hello. Yeah, I know. Meatballs 2 has nothing to do with it. Also, Paul Rubens is the bus driver. Doesn't do much in the movie, but he's there. So that sounds fun. It's like a weird little job for Paul Rubens whenever that movie came out. But yeah, that movie seemed terrible, and I would much rather just listen to people talk about it than experience it myself. Which is the best part of those kind of podcasts. What is any kind of needing whatever work? So, I think this was before that. I think that whenever Meatballs 2 came out, I don't think he was dealing with the aftermath of the Pee Wee Herman can't get work era. But I don't know. I believe this was just like, yeah, I'll be in a movie. I'm trying to get more work. Okay, so why is this not connecting well? So we'll do 20. So this would have been 26. Did I do the right number? No. Okay. So these are. So it should be 25 is the top number. Maybe that's the same. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. See, our group of sons. See, even with doing this extra work, I'm still screwing up. So don't worry about it. I'm still not going to be professional about this stuff. Okay, so FlameCon. That's where I did not stream on Saturday because I was at FlameCon. FlameCon is put on by Geeks Out, which is a New York City-based gay and queer uh, geek events project. It's nonprofit. They are an official nonprofit, and one of the things they do, besides like local events and plenty of organization and meetups and stuff like that in the New York area, is they produce a queer convention, a queer Comic Con called FlameCon, which I was thrilled to volunteer at. Once again, I love FlameCon. It rules. It was Saturday and Sunday. I just volunteered on Saturday. I went early, walked around, saw some friends. Uh, Very happy to see a few people that were there. Luckily, did not buy anything because I do not have the money to buy stuff, which is why I volunteered because I felt like that was a good way to help out. So I volunteered in the stage area. I got to help out by running around with a microphone during Jay and Miles Explain the X-Men, which is a queer-focused X-Men podcast that is really good. They know what they're fucking talking about, and they're great. I highly recommend. The most recent episodes, they're having trouble because one of them moved, and so now they're not recording in the same room, so some of the audio isn't great, but the heart is there. And they had a great live episode. And yeah, it was a good time. So I hung out, worked with some people. Some friends of mine were in a variety show, so that was fun. I have to find out more information about this non-binary friend, stand-up comedian named Dash, because Dash told jokes that were fucking hysterical and were really good. And then also, Dash was selling T-shirts that were Bullet Club parodies. So Dash is a wrestling person, and I was like, what do I know about this non-binary wrestling friend? I want to know more about you and what you're into. Shit. So I gotta find out more about that person. I gotta find out their full name. I just know that their stage name is Dash. So now I gotta investigate. They were really fucking funny. Some good shit. Good shit. And then also, I ended up leaving before the improv started, but I just want to shout out the fact that there was improv happening at FlameCon. There were two improv sets. One was they interview someone and telling their coming out story, which is always interesting to hear from people about their stories. And then so this should be C6, right? And then the other improv group, which I didn't see them. I can't talk about how good or bad they were. I only know that they exist. But they're what am I? I'm screwing these up. All right. I'm screwing these up. I figured out what I did wrong. Okay, so we did 16. Okay, great. I'm figuring this out. Sorry. The other group is a musical improv group about Star Trek. It was a Star Trek musical improv group. And I don't know if there exists a more specific. It was all female presenting, all queer musical improv, Star Trek improv group, and they all wore red shirts. And I don't know it so much. FlameCon always sounds like such a great time, but always end up traveling so much during the summer that going to East Coast at the end of August is a big ask. Totally understand, Arifureta. I mean, as it is, doing this convention in New York it makes it a very prohibitively expensive convention for a lot of people. They're aware of that. That's like they go out of their way to make sure that some guests can come. They do they do a lot within the community to try to make it easier for people to be able to get there. And I think they understand that part of it is that, like, obviously, like, there are parts of the country they could do it that would be cheaper and easier for more people to get to. But part of their mission statement is to do it big, to just have a big old time and really like make a statement and do something in front of the largest group as possible. Which obviously means that it's in New York, and and in the summer means they're not competing. They compete with some conventions, but most of the conventions in the summer they're competing with are West Coast. So, but they got to be pretty far away from New York because they want, or from New York Comic Con, because they want people to come to both, and especially artists. They want artists to come to both, and it's a lot to ask to go to New York in August and then come back in October. That's a lot too, but it is. It's a really great convention, and I was thrilled once again to be invited to volunteer at it. And then also, volunteering in New York was cool because, or volunteering on the stage is cool because that is my talent set. So I got to use my talents and hone my craft. And a friend of mine was doing a character, and she said, hey, I'm not going to be paying attention to you in character. She said, I'm not going to be paying attention to you. Just bark when I'm done. And so, I was lighting comics I have an app on my phone that I can write text on and then like make it a background and then flash it. I think it's called Big Text or Big Screen or something like that. So I just flashed it, but then also just went, hey, bark. She's like, oh, you actually barked at me. I'm like, yep. For me, it's mostly that it hits a time when I'm sick to death of plane travel. Yes, Arifureta, I understand. I totally get it. If you're traveling a lot, it can be rough. But I do look. There's two things. One thing about FlameCon is that it's like a bunch of Tumblr. Like one of the most popular couple costumes this year was Good Omens. It's just a bunch of people looking great in suits, but just like it is a bit of a young person's convention, which is good and great for them. I'm psyched for them. A friend of mine was telling me they're like, I feel like FlameCon isn't for me, but I'm glad it exists for them. But also a thing about FlameCon is there are a lot of people. It's in the same way that PAX and New York Comic Con and your local anime convention is a chance for people who don't have friends that like the same stuff they do to meet people, or like the people that go to board game conventions or general conventions and just hang out in the board game room because they're like, well, I don't get to play board games. So this is where I get to go play board games and like talk to people. There are a lot of people that like don't feel comfortable talking about their preferred pronouns at work, so they just let it go, or don't know how to express themselves and they're questioning and they're scared and they're not present and they can't be who they are. I joke, it's half joking, half true. Said the number 4 costume at FlameCon is just gay. It's just big loud colors and like big, broad, whatever, and just like that person at up to 13 or 14, just free and themselves. And just like that's a big part of it. There's a bunch of people that go to stuff like that because they were at work in the workshop rooms, the panel rooms. There were like meetups. If you're like, if you want to meet some blurs that are queer, you can meet some queer blurs. You know, if you're questioning, or if you're intersex, if you're asexual, if you're, there's a bunch of different subcategories of stuff, and really just it's just nice. It's just a nice convention with nice people, and made me really happy to be a part of it and to like be able to help out with it. It's just a great convention. And then people bring money. People bring fucking money and spend that money. And they buy shit. And they don't just have like that queer artist that came to the convention that can afford to go to New York Comic Con. They have like options and choices and really close specific things. A friend of mine is he's my age, but his tastes are far older. So a lot of the art that he does is maybe a little older than some of the target demographic. So last year at Youth Day, because they do a thing where if you're under a certain age, this year it was 21, you can go free on Sunday. So there was like a bunch of like young queers just walking around with their with like the dad. There was like somebody's dad was there, and so he's just like walking around with all these teens, and like it was one of those things where you're like, you can just read it that you're like, you don't know where to look, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's happening, you are being supportive, you are there, and that is great, and it's awesome. And then he just comes up, this is for my friend was telling me the story, he comes up to my friend's table and just goes, "The Golden Girls, I know this." And like he was so happy to have like something he had a frame of reference for, because he had no clue what was going on. So my buddy's table was perfect. It was like Golden Girl stuff, and he was like match game things, and like he was like, "Oh, I love this and that." And then he bought apparently this dad bought a Charles Nelson Riley mug, and he was like, "I got a new mug," and it was Ultron. It is, but like there's a specific like generation of people who are like who just like wouldn't associate it with being like, oh, this is a show like Golden Girls and Designing Women was just a show you watched. It's very gay, but not inherently gay. So like it's a show you like that you're like straight parents watched. And yeah, sure they did. So like yeah, it was just really fun for him to have some sort of touchstone. Oh, I love seeing the supportive parent at shows like that. It's really nice to see. We got here, Mr. Bob just subscribed. That's Twitch Prime. That's 23 months. Also, someone else renewed their subscription, and I want to thank you for that. He didn't put the notification out, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much, folks. Next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, is when it is time to give away my monthly giveaway of a model kit, and it's a Heavy Arms. It's the Heavy Arms, the original. It's a good kit. It's a good kit. But yeah, someone else renewed, and thank you for that. Mr. Bob, almost 2 years, Mr. Bob. Thank you for your continued support. That's so fucking awesome. Thanks for using your Twitch Prime coin, supporting me here on the stream. We got to put some... Gonna put this here. Is there anything left? Oh, there's that piece. We're getting close to being done here with this. But yeah, I really enjoyed FlameCon. It was a fantastic convention. I look forward to the next one. um, and being able to volunteer there. Um, yeah, it was really fun to be able to help out because it's just a cool thing. Um, all right, so I'm going to start talking. Obviously, second half of the stream, we're going to talk anime, right? We're going to talk about. I got a lot of shows since we didn't stream on Saturday. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Um, but I'll start by talking about some of the new shows that are coming out in October. Because there's a bunch of shows, so I'm just going to quickly talk about a few of them. And I'll give like the description. Um, so one of them is a comedy. So I've never known how to say this, but it's Chubio or Chibiu, um, uh, Genkatsu Boy. So basically, it is that like mostly in young males. It's the like I'm a superhero fantasy, like the teen disease that is like in a lot of anime, um, where people can't understand fantasy and it's this weird thing and it's just like odd. And sometimes it's girls, but a lot of times it's boys. So this is a comedy show about a girl who transfers schools and she befriends a bunch of these boys that are all dealing with their own different. There's like five of them, and they're all like, everything from a superhero to somebody that wants to be an idol, to just like a bunch of different weird things, like different fantasy uh, tropes. And it seems like that could be interesting. And I'll learn how to say the name of it by the time the show comes out. That's coming out at some point in October. Um, we've got a lot of isekai, but I'll get to that. My Hero Academia Season 4 comes out on the 12th of October. So highly looking forward to that. More My Hero. More dealing with the villains. More dealing with the upperclassmen. Perhaps we will get to know a little bit more about Deku. And some Deku stuff, perhaps. Chu Nibyoi, literally middle school year 2 illness. Thank you, Arifureta. Yes, the middle school illness thing. Yeah, so that's what that is. But yeah, more My Hero Academia. I love My Hero Academia, uh, and always hyped for that. There was definitely some My Hero stuff at at FlameCon, and I expect to see it to be the biggest costume and group stuff at New York Comic Con, especially groups. My hero groups are always big. Um, Also returning, season 4, part 1 of Food Wars, because Food Wars has been doing like 7 episodes or 6 episodes and then a break. That's how they broke up Third Plate. It's season 4. It's actually Fourth Plate. Uh, the first half of season 3 or Third Plate I did not enjoy. The second half I enjoyed much more, and then I assumed this is just going to be more of that and more battles. And there were some characters that weren't really introduced. They were like teasingly introduced in the end of season 3. So I'd like, or Third Plate. So I'd like to see who the fuck these people are that were like not really talked about. Um, so I imagine we'll get some of that. They will honor us by telling us what the fuck is these characters are. So I'm excited about that. Um, um, let's see. Those are the two that are back. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 isekai. And like any season, I will start by watching all of them, and I will give up one of them at some point probably, because at least one of them will be bad. So we'll start with the best. You know what? Let's do it. Let's start with the best one. The best one is uh, Haraga, Harage, Kimono Minchi. It's a wrestler isekai. There's a wrestler. He's really good. He gets summoned to a magical land to defeat the beasts of that land. To literally wrestle the beasts and defeat them. And his response is, no, I'm not going to do that. So apparently, he gives the princess a suplex and then leaves. And because he can't get back to, because he loves animals. So he can't get back to his world. So he opens a pet store for beasts to rehabilitate them and to show people that beasts are awesome. And that's a fucking anime. And it's literally all I want. It's a slice of life isekai about a professional wrestler and mystical shit and animals and good times. And I can't believe it exists. It's like someone pulled it out of my... Look, if robots show up, I might cry. It doesn't have to have robots. But if there's like a robot dog or like a big robot that helps out, I will probably cry. It literally only needs a big robot for me to lose my damn mind. But yeah, Ultron, it's basically made for me. And I'm so excited about that. So that sounds rad as hell. Another one that seems kind of fun is called Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? So it's a adventure series, isekai, female main character, all female characters in a comedy. So basically, like, this kind of, like, perfect girl, like, rich girl, is basically like saves someone's life and dies in the process. So somebody gives her the opportunity to come back in like another world. And her one request is, look, everything came so easy for me, but it still wasn't fun. How about you just like make my life like average? So the main character ends up in this fantasy world, but it turns out that and she doesn't have any memory of it, but eventually she does get her memories, so she realizes who she is. And then apparently it turns out that it's not that she got made average, it's that everything is averaged out. So either she's really, really good at something, like unbelievably good, like the best in the world at something, or she's unbelievably terrible at something, like no one's ever been as bad at this as you. So that's what the average is. She's not like an average person. She's a averaged out person. And then she meets with some other weirdos, and they're all girls, and they're all going to be adventurers. And it sounds fun. And also, I like a female main character in isekai, because those don't happen that often. And also, it means that it's not a harem anime. And I don't enjoy those that much. I can enjoy them, but I tend not to. The other isekai, because I said there were four. Third one, Ascendance of a Bookworm. Another female lead character in an isekai. In this isekai, we've got a young lady who gets reincarnated, who loves books, loves reading, gets reincarnated in a mystical, fantasy realm. No books. There aren't any books for her to read. So she's going to fucking build a printing press. She's going to do it. She's going to make books happen. And it's the story of her figuring out how to do that and the friends she makes along the way and all and yada yada yada. It's time for fucking books. And that sounds really goofy, and I'm interested in that idea. And her like kind of changing things for the better in order to get what she wants, which, as I said, is books. She wants books. Pat, I have a question about Isekai. Why are the titles for them the way they are? So, Ultron, I don't know why light novels are that way. I I think all isekai fall into the realm of light novels, which are not all light novels are isekai. All isekai start as light novels, not for real, because Inuyasha is an isekai, but it's not an isekai, but it is a light novel. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. I think that, or Skullface bookseller Honda-san. It is my opinion that light novels have those titles because everyone is fucking making light novels. If in 2019 someone made a light novel called Overlord, no one would read it because they would just see the name Overlord and not know what it was about and just go whatever. But they might go from how not to summon a demon lord. They might go, oh, something goes wrong with that demon lord, huh? All right, I'll watch that. So I think it's to attract readership or attract eyes on like a site where you can submit. I don't know for sure. But the problem children are coming to this world, like, is an isekai, like, obviously it's a light novel, not an isekai, but is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Like, all these long-titled names. It's just the thing you do. Which is then fun when you have, like, a show like Radiant. What's Radiant? Radiant is a shonen show about magicians, and one of them is part monster and trying to make the world understand that monsters aren't bad. Why is this wrong? Alright, well, this is wrong. You can see here that this and this are not the same, and they should be. So I should figure out why that is. I don't know why that would be, but one of these is off. I don't know why. Alright, well, it's custom. Because they're just going to go like this anyway, and you won't even notice it. This part of the kit is like a Resident Evil puzzle. They're all like 2000 emo song names. Yes, Solf. Most light novels are just like, yes, really long emo names. But they're descriptive, and, they're attempting to sell you on the title. In the same way that, like, there was an era of catchy names, one names, two names, One Piece. Hell, Naruto is just called Naruto. Not obviously later Naruto Shippuden, but like it's called Naruto. It's just like, here's this dude. This is the show about this dude. One Piece is the thing everybody wants. Bleach. Nobody knows why it's called that. It's not a good name. That show should probably be called The Soul Society. And not Bleach. But whatever. I bet there is a valid reason why it's called Bleach. I just don't know it and never cared to know. Alright, so there's the backpack. Backpack's on. Looks pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know why this is like this. I fucked up somewhere. But yeah, alright, let's build some weapons. And then we'll start with our weapons, and then we'll take a pause for the cause in a moment. Are those funnels on the backpack? Yes! I believe that they're like... Bleach is probably everybody wearing white, I think, for death. Okay. Like they're bleaching their white because of all the blood. Maybe. Yeah, I think these are air vents for energy, because it has leg vents. Symbolic. Okay, Ultron. I'll take that. I just know it's called Bleach, and it's like, whatever. Outlaw Star's the name of the fucking ship, so it's a big thruster unit. Okay, alright. I'll also buy that. Whatever. I kinda don't care. No, whatever. So yeah, so they're just big thrusters. That's fun. Um, Evening, Pat. Hello, Dirty. If we're discussing anime names, can we bring up Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad? I know what this is, but I don't remember it. Google's gonna remind me about Beck, Mongolian Chop Squad. Oh yeah, what the fuck? Well, I know the manga was just called Beck, right? And so they needed to add something to it because it was just called Beck. But it's just a slice of life about music. Um, but also, it's also Beck Mongolian Chop Squad. And that's just like, that's just a nonsense title. But yeah, I think like the manga is just called Beck, maybe, if I remember. And they were like, well, you can't call an anime Beck. It's the mid 2000s. There's a guy. It did have really good. Look, here's the thing. If your anime about music doesn't have good music, fuck off. What are you doing? What are you even doing? Why did you pick up the license to this anime about music if you're not going to have good music in it? Like, don't mess around. You know, sometimes anime has music that I don't necessarily love. Uh, and also shows that are like, 13 episodes and just have that one entrance song and one closing song. Sometimes that's a bummer. Like, I don't think that, we'll talk about later, Dr. I don't think that Dr. Stone's music is good. But it doesn't have to be. All right, so let's finish up. We'll finish up our gun and then move on. Did I talk about all of the? No, one more isekai, upcoming isekai, and then we'll take our pause for the cause. But I'll just talk about this one more isekai, which is High School Prodigies Have It Easy, Even in Another World. It's coming out in October. This is a group isekai. This is the longest title name. High School Prodigies Have It Easy, Even in Another World. I think it's actually pretty self-explanatory. A bunch of like smart kids or gifted kids get sent to another world, and the smartest and craftiest and probably like may possibly evil but on the force of good, on the side of good, decides to help out somebody, and they all have to like fight a war. And I don't know if they're all on the same time side right away. Good night, Harold. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. I don't know if they're all on the same side right away, but is this guy 7 people that get sent to another world and form their own empire? I believe it is, Dirty, because it looked to be there was some sort of elf or something that they were helping. But yeah, I think that's the one. Like I said, one is a political genius. Yeah. There's one of them that's already like the mayor or something somehow, or like I don't know. But yeah, and one of them is like an artificial intelligence that lives in space and has like a robot analog. Yeah, that's it. Just look, like I said, I'm gonna watch all 4 of those shows, and then I'm gonna like stop watching some of them because some of them won't be good and I won't want to watch them. Because that's the way these things go. The same way that like I'm not watching Do You Love Your Mother and her 2-hit multi-target attacks. I'm not watching that. It wasn't good. And I'll talk about one of the other ones coming up and how I am fucking disappointed because I heard this was coming and it's coming and I don't like it. some stuff happening in one of my isekais. But anyway, right now I'm going to take a pause for the calls. First and foremost, thanks so much for watching, everybody that's here. Thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate it. Thank you for being here. If you're already a subscriber, throw the Bear Cave emote in the chat. Let the people know that you are a subscriber here to this. This is the point in the show where I tell you ways you can support it, and then we'll get back into building. We still got to build the beam launcher, and we got to build the beam sabers. I mean, we don't have a lot left to build, and the beam shield. But yeah, just take a brief minute to say thanks for hanging out. If you're not currently a subscriber, make sure you give a follow. I stream Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern. My schedule next week is kind of messed up. When I'm not streaming, you can see on my Twitch page the schedule. It's also my pinned tweet right now for the next 2 weeks. My next stream is this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm playing Jackbox games. I do it every month. So come and hang out with chat, and you can play Jackbox games with me. There's also currently a sale on Humble, the Jackbox Party Bundle, where like you can get some of their older games for really little, and then if you spend like $15, you get games that are normally like packs that are normally like 25, and it's a really good deal. But I'm not sponsored. I just know that exists, so I want to tell you about that. I also have this, we're just going to go through some stuff real quick, and then I'm going to start. Bits and coins. Look, Harold is the leader right now with 10 bits. If you want to be the leader, you just give me 11 bits, and you're the top of the leaderboard. Bits and coins just make a bigger payout every month, and I would appreciate it. It's not necessary. It's a tip. It's nice to see them. But subscribing Twitch Prime, Coin, or Cash Money, those are always appreciated. If you like what I do here and you want to keep supporting, that is the best way to do it. We're going to do this bit thing. I don't know. Look, Harold is the top with 10. 11 makes you the top spot for the rest of the month. I don't know. Throw it out there. I also got a Patreon, patreon.com/PatBaer. If you don't want to join Twitch, if you just want to have an account and you don't want to give money, you don't want them to have your credit card information, you can join my Patreon. There's rewards. They get videos early. That's pretty good. I have an Amazon wish list. I'm going to put that here. The next kit that I'm building, the Hono, was bought off my Amazon wish list. Ultron just cheered 100. Thank you, Ultron. Let's throw the Bear Cave emote in there. Ultron now at the top of the leaderboard. Thank you so much, Ultron. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for that. Bringing it up. And now 10 bits from Dirty Monkey. Now tied with Harold. Thank you, Dirty. Appreciate it very much. I'm throwing more in there. What are bits? So bits are basically like a tip jar. Affiliates and partners can, instead of asking you to go to an offsite to donate, like Streamlabs donations or setting up a PayPal for it donations, you can buy currency, you can trade currency or your credit card on file to get an equivalent of that in bits, and then you can tip people. It's the icon next to the emote icon, next to send a message, and you can just get some cheers, and then you can cheer people with bits, and it's just another way of supporting people. Like if you're like, well, I can't subscribe to you, or I already subscribed to you, but you did that. You got a chicken dinner. Here you go. I only get bits from watching ads once in a blue moon. Yes, sometimes they do that. Encourage you to watch ads. They'll give you bits and try to do that when they're trying to woo someone. Anyway, my Amazon wish list. The next kit we're going to build was bought off this wish list. I'll point a few things out. Stuff that would be fun to build. There's a lot of very inexpensive things there. There's the Crossbone Gundam that we talked about. Crossbone. There's the Chibi SD version of the Crossbone. That's like $12. That'd be fun to build. I'd build that. I put up all the desk sites because somebody asked me about, Pat, what kits do you wish you could build again, or what kit would you build again? And I know that I built all the death sites on stream already, but I'd build them all again in a heartbeat. And then I'd send them out because I'm keeping all the ones I already built. But I put up the uh, the master grade of the original and the master grade of the Endless Waltz version and the high grade of the Death Scythe Hell, because there is no there is a master grade for Death Scythe Hell. It's incredibly rare. It's not on Amazon. I'm never going to build that. You might save cash for Wisdom. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I put some cheap options in there. Also, no one has to do any of this. Patreon, buying something off my wish list, getting something, just a tip on coffee, which is my donation thing. None of this. Like, hey, please follow me so you know when I stream. But no one has to do any of this. You just got two kits, the Gundam Operation V set and the Shizabi version Ka. Oh, nice. That Shizabi is great. Yeah, nobody has to do any of this stuff. You don't have to buy anything off my wish list. I mean, it's great when people do. I'm grateful when people pick something up for me to be able to build on stream, because these streams are expensive, as you know. Model kits ain't cheap, and they are. I always enjoy building stuff, but not necessarily in the position to always be able to buy a kit. So I put some stuff up there. Yes, that kit is very big. I'll mention my Discord. We're gonna get back into building and finish this up. We just have to build the beam launcher and then the sabers. They're easy to build. We'll do that very soon. But I do want to mention my Discord. If you haven't already joined the Discord, join the Discord. And then the last thing I'll mention is that I do a twice a week series called Closer Look. Build with Baer Closer Look, which is just me, usually with this setup, kind of like talking about stuff. And I've done compare and contrast. We've looked at the difference between a high grade and a master grade, and the 144 scale and the 140, 100 scales, looking at perfect grades versus the high grade 160s, the no grades. And last time, oh, the God Gundam. Oh, that one was that's a fun build. So I put up the Kitbash project that I built, or that the Kitbash project I built there. So I made a video 2 weeks ago about getting ready to do it, and then the video I just put out today is a follow-up. I talk about using some blue tack on the arms. I talk about redoing and removing some of the excess glue, because I used hot glue. Talking about what I would do differently if I will do Kitbash again. So I think it's interesting. If you missed the Kitbashing project, you get to see the final product, the Gundam Shacks that we built. And I think it was a cool stream. So I think that project was cool, and I think the video is pretty good to kind of talking about that. I've been talking a lot the last day. Which Vigna-Ghina is this? This is the, yes, Ultron, hydration. This is the RE100 Vigna-Ghina. It is, it's a smaller kit. I'm gonna, like I said, my next video that I do on my wish list, or my next video on this is going to be comparing and contrasting this to another 1/100 scale, and maybe looking at the F91, which is the master grade. Oh, it's the Vigna-Ghina 2. Yeah, I said that already, because we'll get back into the building here now. I mean, look, if you want to make another version of that kit, sure, but why would you change the colors? Don't. Everybody knows that red is evil in Gundam. We get it. Black and red is cool. Red is cool. I get it. Gray and purple, y'all, and navy blue. These colors are beautiful. They're fantastic. Makes me so happy to see it as in model kit. All right, so we'll do this. We'll do that. All right, and then oh yeah, we gotta put these on here. We're building our beam launcher, which is a big rocket launcher. What about the gun cannon? Yes, you're right. The gun cannon, but also the gun cannon, which we built on stream and talked about this, is like, oh, well, that's cool. I didn't know that. The gun cannon is basically just like a super robot. It's like sort of doesn't really feel like a mech in the Gundam series. It's great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trash talking the gun cannon. I think the gun cannon is fantastic. It is a great kit. I did not know that that was the first HTUC. All right. Fun fact. All right, beam cannon. We're getting our beam cannon together. We'll get that together. Kind of finishing up this kit, which is fun. All right, so now it's time to talk about anime. And not anime that is coming out that I'm interested in. We got to talk about anime that already came out. I got a lot to talk about because I didn't stream on Saturday. So, strap in. Fruits Basket. I still really, it's just, I don't know if I'm in the mood for a drama. I still think the animation is beautiful, and it's, so many years later, and it's so nice to see, and I have a good time watching it, but I'm not inclined to keep up with it. It's still a great show, and a faithful adaptation to the manga, even more so than the previous version. And damn it if she's not positive. I can appreciate that. Yes, the gun cannon has better mobility than the Gundam, which is a close combat suit. Yep. That's very funny and true. Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon? Season 2. So this episode is setting up the second half of this season. The first half, the beginning one was a short one. I thought that the War Games was going to last longer. It was pretty short. I haven't read the light novel, so I don't know. I didn't know that was actually going to be over pretty fast. And so now we have, basically, it looks like we already know there's one character that is after Bell, our main guy, and now it looks like we have other characters. We get introduced to some sort of fox girl. There's some hijinks about the red light district, and it's not a great episode, but it was an alright episode. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it. It was good, but it wasn't like incredible. It's probably my least favorite episode of the season because it's a transition. Hydrate or dihydrate. I mean, yeah. Yeah, if you guys didn't have water, now's a good time to water. All right, so there's the beam cannon there. Let's build some beam sabers. Beam sabers. Is there anything left on this sheet? No. This is done. Okay, great. Beam sabers. Okay, so the next show. Dr. Stone. So, if you watch Dr. Stone, it is about some sort of world event happened, and humanity got petrified. And not all the animals did, but some birds did, and some other animals did, but not every animal. And nobody knows why, and it's weird. And it's a big mystery. And then some people wake up. And then there are other people, and we don't know why. We don't know if they woke up earlier or if a certain percentage of humanity survived. But we met them. We fucking met them. And I wish that it had been more, less... I hope that I don't disliked this show because I really liked the first handful of episodes, and I don't necessarily love where I think it's going. In that it has just so many new characters, and then they were in the opening. You knew they were coming. Uh, that I do not know. Um, cannot answer that question. I just kind of bummed because I think that like it started off really promising and was my favorite show of the season, and now I'm like, well, here's all these characters. Who are these people? Now we have to learn all these backstories of characters I don't really care about, and then the two characters I do care about aren't really around, and it's Vigna-Ghina plus the F-91. Okay, yeah, that sounds like an odd thing. I like these beam sabers. Got a good look to them. Um, I don't know where this was supposed to go. I don't know what this was supposed to go. Oh well. Bonus pieces. And then we got to build our beams. So we'll get our beam sheet out here. A thing that I think is kind of cool about this kit is it's annoying because you have to take the backpack off to do it, but this is where the beam sabers are held. They're just held in here. And we'll put one in there, and we'll leave the other one out to add the beam to. If it'll let me, there he goes. I think that's a good spot for them. It's annoying that you have to take the backpack off to get them on and off. That's annoying, but whatever. It happens. Let's see. So Dr. Stone, like I said, a little bummed about that. Fire Force. Fire Force was great. This is a straightforward shonen show, friends. The main character has hardships to overcome and is very positive. The villain at the moment is not really a villain. There's bigger villains. This villain is just someone that was hurt and misunderstood, and now she's an ally. There's a good gag at the end. There's some good fight stuff. The flashbacks, I think, were too much flashback because it's like, I get it. You lost your faith because a bad thing happened, and then you like wanted to, even though you were pretending to help people in secret, you were hurting them. Like, okay, backstory is there. We don't didn't need to be most of the episode, but is it a show where friendship will win over everything? I think eventually. Look, there's a lot of trite shonen in this show. Yes. Is there trite shonen in this show? Yes. Yes, there is. Is it also kind of fun to have a character who looks like the villain be the character and not an actual villain? Not not that case of like an actual villain. This is just a guy that looks evil. He looks, and he has powers that evil people have. He also has those powers, and he's trying to do a good thing. Yeah, that's the Vigna-Ghina. Like I said, it's losing the color scheme that just kind of bums me out. Like when it went to red, I don't love that. But I love the leg armor. I think the leg armor looks rad. I think the shoulder pieces look awesome. I think the head piece looks great. I do like the back thing. Jets looking more like wings than the vents. Yes, you're not wrong. Um, but yeah, Fire Force. Like I said, I like that the main character. People think that he's a villain, and I like that. I think that's a because he's got like a evil smile, but his mom told him to smile, so he smiles all the time. I already have one. The red is actually like a barely lighter Ferrari red. Okay. Oh, okay. If I gotta pull these vents open here. or back to get the shoulder. Trying to get this beam shield on, right? Okay, let's see. So, One Piece. Hell yeah. I already said it last week. The boys are back. It is so cool. And then we got an evil bad guy uh, who uses cards, and his powers are cool. His demon or devil fruit powers are cool. But the boys are back. Zoro and Luffy together. The art style fucking rules. I really love this season, or this chapter, these saga in One Piece. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so fucking good. So fucking good. Alright, this shield doesn't want to go on, so fuck it. Fuck this shield. Doesn't want to stay on. Not watching any current airing anime. We'll probably give one of the ones you talked about a try. Just have to decide. Probably an isekai. Yeah. Good forward to Pirate Warriors 4, ready for Big Mom. Yeah. Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah, recyclable. There's some quality stuff out there right now. There's some good stuff this season. Let's see. Got evil bad guy. Yep. Good powers. Okay. Arifureta. You've heard me talk about Arifureta before. How the first 5 episodes I really, really liked. How it was different from other isekai. That it wasn't a harem show. That it's a show. I love the from common to whatever, from worst to best, whatever the fuck it's called. Pardon me, I dropped a piece of the hand, and I'm gonna go get that. It's not far, so I'm gonna go get it. Get up over here. I can see it and pick it up. Yay. I like it. Arifureta. I love the concept of a guy who a whole class comes over. He's not the best at all. He's just not good. He's got like a support class ability. But then through circumstances, he has to become awesome. And he becomes awesome. And then we get introduced to a vampire character, and she's fun, and it's just the two of them, and they're clearly got something going on, and there's a relationship there, and it's cool. And it's them escaping this labyrinth, and then making the decision they're going to go beat the other labyrinths and get these powers, so they have enough powers to get back to his home. And she's going to come with him. I really like it. It's different. I think it's a really fun show. And like I said, I like that it wasn't a harem show. Episode 6. A new character gets introduced. She is a bunny girl. She doesn't wear a lot and has big boobs and is instantly in love with our main character, Hajime, for no apparent reason. And she's can make herself stronger. Her magic is to like reinforce her own physical strength so she can make herself stronger. And that's fine. But what is happening, and now it's just, and I know there's another character. I know there's a dragon woman, dragon that can be a woman, and that she's going to be in the show too. And it's just like, all right, now it's a fucking harem anime. And also, I'll say this: Arifureta features this kind of like montage. They montaged a huge fucking thing. The bunny people, the beastmen, the bunnies, were exiled. And they're taking him to this, like, tree or whatever he's got to go to. And they're, like, risking their lives to do it. And there's this whole thing about him, like, basically saying, do you want to make me an enemy of every, like, do you want me as your enemy? I'm stronger than all of you. And they're like, actually, no. What if you weren't our enemy? But we don't see any of that. It's all in like a montage. And maybe they'll go back to it, but I bet they don't. And it was really weird. It was like, why are you skipping cool drama? What? I was bummed. Basically, they took like several chapters of the manga because I've been reading. Yeah, money reasons. I mean, this show has so much CG in it that is not good. The thing about Arifureta is the animation isn't great. The CG fights don't look good. Uh, but the story is interesting, and I like the characters. And now we're getting that. We're getting less of that, and it's a bummer. So I don't know. But originally they were going to do a 5.1 episode last week, which was just a recap episode, and they ended up cutting that. So they didn't just add in that; they just skipped it. It'll be on apparently be on the Blu-ray, which you need a like reminder of what's going on even less in the Blu-ray than you do in the TV show. But whatever. So this is the Vigna-Ghina. The Vigna-Ghina is done. We have completed our Vigna-Ghina. It's Megatron. It's Megatron the mobile suit, and I love it to death. It's a great little kit. Like I said, I am going to do a video where I compare and contrast it with the F91 Master Grade, which is the same scale, and compare it against other 1100s and other 144s because it's a tiny kit, and it'd be good to take a look at it. But we're going to jump in, and we're going to get a little bit work done on our next kit. So we'll go to the Hano. Hano! Actually, we'll just do this. Yeah, Hano. Move my mouse away. And I'll take a photo of this at the end after the stream's over. And it'll be in my, what do you call it? It'll be in the Discord. The Megatron. Yes. Yeah, I mean the classic Megatron, like, you know, old school Megatron, silver-ish, gray, and purple. Like, yeah, it's just a great color scheme. That's what it reminded me of when I saw it in photos. That I was like, oh, it's like Megatron. I want to build this. So, describing what the fuck this kit is. This kit is what would happen if you built your own custom mobile suit in the Gundam Build Fighters universe. So you build your own Gundam, and then someone takes the Wing Zero as a model, as a mold, and then adds a lot of flames to it. They add a lot of see-through orange. They add blades. They add swords to the wings. Yes, and flames, because it is the Wing Zero, so it is the double rocket backpack, double beam cannon, very cool looking kit. It's only in a comic. I'm gonna look this up. Clear pieces in the first 2 seasons give the mobile suits more power. Okay. It's a great looking kit. Hi, Mr. Bob. Happy to have you here. So the Hono, okay. So it appears appearing in Gundam Build Fighters Hono and Gundam Build Fighters Hono Tri, which is an ongoing photo novel based on Gundam Build Fighters that appears in Hobby Japan magazine. So it's like photos of mobile suits and then like text. And then they made a kit. They made a 144 scale. It has the Neo Bird mode. Yes, it has the Bird mode. So then they made a 144 scale of this kit. And it can be the Bird mode. And it's got the shields, which is also the cockpit. And then, it looks like a Gundam set, like, laid down and then got a hat for Neo Bird mode. But yeah, this mobile suit exists only in photos, Recyclable says, I just thought it looked neat on your wish list. Well, one, it does. It looks fucking rad. Uh, but yes, thank you very much, Recyclable, for picking this up. Uh, that's just half the webcomics in the early thousands. Yeah. But really, what this is like, for me, this is part of the promise, the Pat Baer promise, which is on Build with Bear Workshop. We build suits from Gundam Wing. And then we also build suits that are inspired by or based on Gundam Wing. Like this. This is the Wing Zero Plus. In the same way that we've built the, you know, even if it's a Sandrock, yes. The Death Scythe Plus. We built the Death Scythe Plus. Oh, I don't have my wish list listed in my Amazon wish list. I don't have my Amazon wish list listed in the in Nightbot. I should do that. I'll just put an actual link to it right here. I haven't done anything with Nightbot that is beneficial to me. Nightbot just bans people sometimes for being weird. But I've never done anything good with it. But yeah, the Death Scythe, the Love Phantom. That's basically a Death Scythe with spider legs. We built those kits. The Finisse, which is the wing. We built that. So now it's time to build this, which is just it's a red wing with swords and some clear pieces, and you know, the chest piece is a little different. But let's get into it. We got some time left in the stream. We can start this. This is the 1/4 scale, so it is teeny tiny. On Thursday's stream, I will have zoomed in the camera some to make it a little easier to see what we're doing, because that is important. So there's that. But yeah, usually when I do the 1/4, I zoom in a little bit more than I normally do, because it's on the small side. Although the Vigna-Ghina was certainly not a tiny kit either, so also, I don't understand the numbering or the lettering of these trees. These sheets have weird lettering. I'm going to tell you the letters. B, this is B. F, G1, G2, H, I, and I forget whatever the letter is for the beams. It starts with B and then jumps to F. And I don't know why it does that. Gundam: The End is not worth $30. Yeah, I don't necessarily think that price is worth it. I always tell people, make sure you're getting the Amazon price. Like, the prices fluctuate. That's gone up in price. Actually, it's gone down a little bit. But yeah, look, it's got giant hands, and it's kind of a Death Scythe Hell, so it's on there. It's kind of the Death Scythe Hell. And then it's got giant side hands. I think its head is very stupid. I think that dome head is very dumb, but I still want to build it. I really enjoyed the Build Fighter designs. They're all pretty fun. I agree. Yes, I've heard that its stability is not great. I have heard that. But like I said, when I put stuff on the wish list, it's also for me. So when I go to stores and look for things, or deals pop up on websites, like, I often will take something off the wish list because I'm like, oh, I actually found this somewhere else and it's a better price. So I've been known to do that. Now I remember the clear pieces react differently to the Gundam particle that is used to move the kits in the playfield. The main here in the first season would hide clear pieces by painting over them, and the paint would burst off mid-battle. What a tactic, Mr. Bob. Mr. Bob, that's quite the tactic. Just being like, psych, these are clear pieces. Fooled you. Dang. That's some good strategy. Especially if you're coming from behind. Or you're fighting from behind, I should say. Good strategy. Alright, we're building, like, the shoulder pieces here, basically. Put them together here. This is going to go on this side. Nice and easy. Uh, yeah, sometimes the RE100 kits can be a little inexpensive depending on if they end up being popular and they have a lot of them or not. I tend to keep an eye peeled. I mean, mostly I'm also keeping my eyes peeled for Lego sets because those can be pricey sometimes. Uh, and sometimes there's a sale and you just get a Lego kit. There's one Lego kit in there that I think is incredible that I would love to build on my wish list. Let me look at that. I got Lego sets on deck. I've got 2 Lego sets on deck that we'll do after this. But that 3-in-1 kit, where'd it go? Let's go. Oh yeah, the Creator 3-in-1 Sunset Track Racer. That just looks like a fun Lego set to build. And I like the 3-in-1s because for this stream, I can build the 2 versions of the car and then the boat. And yeah, it's taken apart and then build it again, but that's fun. That Lego Voltron is a pipe dream for me. I am not in a financial position to ever get that. No, I can't imagine I'll ever own that Lego set. Um, I mean, it's awesome looking. We built the minifig uh, mini Pla Voltron that I got at San Diego Comic Con last year. That was really fun to build. That was a really good build, and I think it turned out great. It's a great kit. Those were all the lions themselves came as their own kits, and you put them together. Yeah, right now it's just like I am when I buy a model kit to build on stream here, I am looking for something that will take a while to build and I do try to do things that are a little different, but I'm also looking for things that will take a few streams because we do build streams here 6 hours a week and I'm currently very underemployed and would like to get my money's worth of the builds we do. Master grades usually take a little while, and that's nice. Whereas the RE100s don't take. That took 2 streams to build this kit. It's not that much. I'm happy with how it turned out. I think the Vigna-Ghina is great, but okay. Hey Pat, as an anime expert, says Robot Crank. Hi Robot Crank, happy to have you here in the stream. Does Fairy Tail keep showing a truncated version of each arc as the opening? Because it's super annoying. Yes. Fairy Tail ruins Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's opening consistently shows you huge things. They managed to not spoil a very big thing in the current arc, but they have almost always thrown in some big thing. Like, oh cool, a, a big dragon's in this one. You don't have to tell me there's a big dragon in this one. I could have just found out. Great. Yeah, sorry, Robot Crank. I'm not current with Fairy Tail. The 2018 season started up, and I watched a bunch of it, but I haven't really been following too much this year. So I'm behind on it. But yeah, they managed to keep a big thing, kind of spoilery, a big spoiler, like out of the opening in the last one, which was good. But yeah. Um, I won't say which one, Robot Crank, but there's a character that in the show. He's from another dimension. And guess what? You find out he's from another dimension, like in that season's opening. Like you can tell, oh, he's important because we haven't seen him in a while. It's really bad. It's handled so poorly. So annoying. I can laugh because I'm almost caught up with the whole show. I'm like, I don't know, probably 10 episodes. Future Flyers. Ooh, that sounds fun. Um, we've done the 3-in-1. We did the space shuttle, which was really fun build. The space shuttle was a really fun build. All the parts were great. All versions of it, I think, were really fun. We did one other 3-in-1, which I cannot remember. If anyone remembers, please write it in the chat. But the space shuttle one, I had a really good time building. It was a very fun kit. All right. We got some stickers coming in. We got to put the neck piece in, and then it's sticker time, y'all. Everyone's favorite, sticker time. All right, put the hen in there, and then we will put F. Put some F in there. F1, 22, and 21. I remember the bot and oh, we did the undersea one. Yes, we did the undersea. Yes, the space shuttle was really great. We did the undersea kit that was like a submarine thing, and then like was a big robot. And I got it because it was a big robot. We did that one too. So those are the two that we've done, which are both very fun. I would recommend. We have a 3-in-1. I have two Lego sets that my Patreon, $10 patrons will be able to vote on what we build next, because that's how I do it. I always have my patrons vote. We have the 3-in-1 Sunshine Surfer van, which is a 3-in-1 kit and it's old school van. That's a Lego set. And then we have the Batman Brother Eye Takedown Lego set, which also features Batwoman. And I'm excited to have a Batwoman minifig. But yeah, the Surfer van is just a classic van, and it has like a couple different modes, and that looks fun. But those are the two Lego sets that will be one of those two will be built when this is done. And then I'm taking some small kits with me to Seattle, because there exists the possibility that my Airbnb will have decent enough Wi-Fi or possibly either a wired connection. A squid. That is fun. Possibly we'll have like a wired connection I can plug into. And if I can stream from my Airbnb, then I have two small Lego sets that I will do. And if not, then I'll do them later. But I want to be able to do some building. There's also some there's also the pods. There's this company that does like they go to PAX and you can like ask for time in their pods, and they're meant for like Fortnite and Hearthstone and all of that. And I've never asked about doing a build on there. I would probably just end up playing Hearthstone, because I think that would like make more sense than anything else. Like just being like, hey, uh, I want some time on your stream. Let me get in there and do some building. So I haven't inquired about that, but you can like get some time. So I could theoretically be like, hey, do you have a second webcam? And just do a build stream, or probably just do a game stream. But I'll look into that if I can't do streams from my apartment. I am 99% sure that next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, I will be streaming from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Ooh. The giant spider at Mordor. That sounds pretty cool, Chaz. Uh, That that does sound very cool. All right, yeah. Sorry, I'm a little quiet right now. I'm doing the attempts at getting these two stickers right. These are tiny stickers that I'm about to put on. So my apologies if I zone out a little bit, because these are small. The circular one I just did was easy. This one requires a little bit more. All right. So where do these go? There. Okay. Nice and easy. So I'll just get it off the tweezers. It's stuck up my tweezers here. uh, guess I wasn't focused enough to work on tiny stickers, but we'll make it work. We'll get it on there. Never said I was good at doing sticker work and also talking, but certainly not just even doing sticker work on its own. Uh, so I'm doing the Moon Gundam, and it has no stickers, no rubber parts. Now, Mr. Bob, are you in the chat? Because I remember Mr. Bob did not enjoy that Gundam kit. Did not enjoy the Moon Gundam kit, if I remember correctly. But love the Moon Gundam. Be careful with the back plate. Okay. You liked most of it. I just remember you were unhappy with it towards the end. So, okay. That's good to know. I found something called the High Resolution Gundam Wing on Amazon. Looks like a really modern Zero. Yes. So the high resolution those are re-releases with new plastic. So it's not like the Kai versions or the clear coat versions. It's just like different. The outer plastic is like very shiny. Yeah, it's the high resolutions, but they're basically the same kit. So I never and they're expensive, and I'd rather build something I've never built, or like the master grade version of the rarer Gundam shows from Gundam Wing that are very expensive because they only made a certain number of them. Those are the things I'm more interested in. All right, here's E2, which is just the chest bit. But yeah, like I was definitely tempted by the newer master grade of the Tall Geese 2 that had like a different like paint job, and it's pretty great. It's good. It's good. It's just for that money, I'd rather buy a kit and a built. That is a pretty cool looking kit. The Hobbit Shelob attacks. Yes, a spider with string in it. Not. It's good. 200. It's a lot. I mean, obviously, like it hasn't been around for a while, so it's definitely expensive. I mean, but that's also your Lego. Yeah, yeah. Considering it's not made anymore, yeah. But also, that's you're always paying the we call it the Star Wars tax, but it's really just the tax on anything licensed. You pay the licensing fee for Lego, more than they pay it, certainly. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, that's why we kind of got into the. Oh, it's officially out of production. Well, that also would explain why it's expensive. Yes, but I'm talking about just in general. One of the reasons why I tried the Ninjago line, one, dragons, mech dragons. I'm into mech dragons, of course. But two, the Ninjago line is in-house and not prohibitively expensive. Some of the kits are pricier, but they're not like they're not super expensive because it's an in-house product. But yeah, no, I mean it's a Lord of the Rings Lego set. Like they're not re-releasing that. They're not making new versions of that. It's just out there. The Scooby-Doo stuff. Oh, I did like the Scooby-Doo stuff, Ultron. You're not wrong. I love the Ninjago Mech Dragon stuff. Like, we've made almost all of them. We haven't made the Gods one, the one that's like 7 dragons. I think that's the only one we haven't made. And the Lightning Jet, and there's a submarine thing that's really good. No, we did a lot of that here on stream and had a lot of fun with those. All those dragons are great. All those dragons are great. The mech dragons, the blue one, the green Chinese dragon, and the gold. Oh, it's beautiful looking. Those were a pleasure to put together. Those are some of my favorite Legos um, that we've done on this channel. Because they just, yeah, like I said, they just turned out great and were just a joy to build. All right, we're gonna finish the chest up here, and then we'll bust out of the stream here. I'm just gonna do 2 more pieces here. They're a little tiny. H. We got our first of the see-through orange here. Our see-through pieces, the power pieces apparently. Ninjago, yes, Lar. Lego has a line. They made a television show and a movie and all this other stuff called Ninjago. But yeah, I think that's the line, and it's their own licensed, like, cool ass, in my opinion, super cool, like fun, big robots, and yeah, just like a lot of cool looking kits. Huge fan of that line. And I guess there was a TV show and a movie, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know who the heroes are. I don't know who the villains are. I just know that it looks awesome, and those kits are not super expensive. Yeah, I think it's they're attempting to do, especially to do a series of of like ninja clans, and there's a bunch of villains that have like multiple arms, and some evil spider people. I don't know. I enjoyed it as cool model kits. The Green Dragon mech is incredible. All right, so there we go. We finished our chest here. We will continue by putting the backpack on and the booster rockets on. Thursday will be our next build stream. So this Thursday at 9 p.m. will be our next build stream. But I'm streaming before that. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time will be my next stream. And on Wednesday, oh, you know it, we are going to be working on, we are going to be playing Jackbox games. So come and check that out. Play some Jackbox games on Wednesday. Thank you all so much for hanging out here. Evil fish people. I did remember the evil fish. Yes. Oh, there's some cool skeletons in that line as well. Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to take off now. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Be safe out there. I'll see you. And in 2 days, I'll be playing some Jackbox games with y'all. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.